Well, Jimenez. Yes, sir! I think you might be reasonably pleased with that display. Back at a decent amount of clearance. He had a little piking in the midsection. That's a good way to appreciate it, but slightly jolting motion across the apparatus on the Wendeschwings. So a few deductions to come, but on the whole, it's a promising beginning, that. Thrilled to be representing his country and his university. We'll talk a little more about some of the universities the athletes represent as the competition goes on. There, I'm sure you can see the clip he had on the apparatus on the corner. So he did well to actually get into that pirouette. Little loss of the straightness of the back. I mentioned at the start of the broadcast that the United States of America, as the score of 11.7 comes in for Jimenez, that 13.7 is the USA's average across, or would go just beyond the USA if you get that average across all of your performances. It's obviously a lot more nuanced and intricate than that. This is Joshua Jack Williams of Spain at the Comillas Pontifical University. 23, was actually born in Banbury in Oxfordshire in the United Kingdom. Still calling out to him to keep it calm from the sidelines, and he's looking calm so far. Goes up into a nice pirouette. Good start this from Spain. Two well-controlled pommel horse routines. But it's always nice if the first two gymnasts get through without much complication when you know you can discard a score. Lives now in the Balearic Islands, Josh Williams, but attends university in Madrid. Been operating for about a century, the Comillas Pontifical University. It's founded in 1890. It's got a big presence across not just Spain, but Latin America and North America, and even into Asia. .3. Josh Williams. We'll continue with our focus on Spain. This is Oriol Rifa, 19, from the settlement of Terrassa in Barcelona province. Wide and high there in his swing. But again, he's looking quite calm and composed. Not huge numbers and huge difficulty from the Spaniards, but cleanliness, and that's a nice way to begin. Very inexperienced Oriol Rifa, but some nice gymnastics and fluid and fluent looking work. Let's head over to floor now with good reason. serious contender for a serious nation when it comes to team and individual artistic gymnastics. This is Adam Asil of Turkey. He is in the third year of his physical education degree at Ege University. Most of his teammates are there too, but he's one of the best in the world. Oh, a big back step there to hold that landing. But the difficulty that you get from Adam Asil is always going to set him apart. Bit of World Championship still rings work on the floor, and then real lightness of touch in those Wendeschwings. Got such a wide angle in the handstand. It's clean and crisp. Good start that from Adam Asil of Turkey. A nation with real hopes of getting onto the podium. And how embedded he is now in the national team, having moved from Egypt many years ago. He's been more polished and more precise. We'll give away a few tenths here and there on some of those landings. For Asil as an individual, he would be very much hoping for a compelling position in all-around qualification, with the all-around final happening on the penultimate day of artistic gymnastics. Turkey beginning with a 13 from Mehmet Kursak and a 13.166 from Kerim Şener. Mehmet Kiliçer is the reserve gymnast for this rotation, but he will do the pommel horse parallel bars and horizontal bar, with Yunus Gündoğdu doing the floor rings and vault.
.80 olması gerekiyor.
13.433 for Adam Asil. Certainly capable of much higher numbers from an execution standpoint. Yunus Gündoğdu. Anadolu University, but he recently finished a degree in management at Ege University in Izmir. It was quite a low landing that he managed to stabilise just about, the 26-year-old. His layout work was good. The approval of Adam Asil watching on. jarred landing to conclude that routine. Yunus Gundogdu will take a breather for the next rotation and will come back for rings. I think they've made a reasonably positive start, Turkey. That's for Oriol Rifa, 9.366. So didn't have a complete routine in terms of all that was necessary, but keeping it simple with good execution, 8.466. We look back at Yunus Gundogdu. That was the rather tricky landing right at the end, where you just got the sense of the ground meeting him rather than him meeting the ground. But he's so experienced, Gundogdu. He's been around a long time at international level. It's always a pleasure to see him in one of these team competitions. It looks as though there's a challenge being made here, an inquiry. Paperwork being filled in.
The applicants Adam Aziz from Turkey submitting an inquiry.
Difficulty inquiry being submitted by Adam Asil and his coaching team. 5.7 the difficulty. I mentioned that he's produced much more complex work than that in the past, many times. Higher scores, so it'll be interesting to see if there is any change to that. A bit of debate about it all. And this is what is being scrutinised again by the superior jury. The routine of Adam Asil. First inquiry that we've actually had. Now we're looking at Yunus Gundogdu. Already, as I mentioned earlier, has a degree from Ege University, the Aegean University in Izmir, where the majority of the team is based. 12.966. It's a very prestigious university, Ege, in Turkey, one of the top in the country. He's waiting to see if his score is going to change. So it will be Finland to take to floor next. Underway will be Antti Valiolakso. Over on the pommel horse we'll see Cyprus for the first time. Vitos Kyriakou will start things off for them. They have in their team Yurios Angunas, who won a bronze medal with his colleagues at the Commonwealth Games last year in Birmingham. Ukraine have in their team Nazar Chapuni, a youth Olympic champion in the team event. He's part of the same team as Sarun Langa of South Africa, who was in the first subdivision earlier today. There is the aforementioned Yurios Angunas, who is a medical student. Isaias, one of the least experienced in the Cyprus team. He's only 19, he's the youngest of the three of them.
There are 30 seconds left.
That's Patrick Palmrot, who was in the team that won bronze at the Nordic Championships last year for Finland.
Mr. Adam Aziz from Turkey.
He's going to turn 24 right at the very end of these games on the 8th of August.
准备活动结束，第二组比赛开始。
Fred Richard, the best performer in the first subdivision, along with Josh Carnes just below him. Azerbaijan's even Tikhonov, the third strongest. And the fourth was actually another American, Landon Blix, but he would be eliminated from the all-around qualification process by virtue of the two-per-country rule. And José Nogueira of Portugal, the fifth best in that earlier group in the afternoon. It's just coming up to 7 p.m. Chengdu time, and we're coming up to the second half of the first of 6 rotations. From the University of Cyprus, Neophytos Kyriakou. A 24-year-old born in Nicosia. Heels nicely together early on. Purposeful Magyar. Chevado likewise. He's transitioned quite solidly into the Wendish rings. This is good. It's a very simple dismount. It's just about a dismount really from Neophytos Kyriakou. But the interior of the routine was pretty tidy. He has been a World Cup medalist earlier on in his career and has competed at the Mediterranean Games. So no stranger to a multi-sport environment. Just seems as though we've got some changes to the Croatian lineup. Jakov Vlahek and Liam Rabic, we are hearing that provisionally they've withdrawn from the competition. I'll just try to keep you updated on that if we get more information. Meanwhile, there's been no formal update on the score of Adam Asil. Again, we'll let you know if that changes. Now over to the rings. First chance to see Gimnas competing there. We didn't have any performances from Croatia in the first rotation, so that was not what was indicated by the start list. From the National University of Physical Education and Sports in Ukraine, Nazar Cheperny. Year-old has been a finalist on vault at the World Championships, and he will be undertaking 2 vaults in the next rotation. Secure handstand. Swinging nicely into a good dismount. Nazar Cheperny. Good start from him after a 12.066 from Nikita Melnikov on the rings. It's 11.633 for Neophytos Kyriakou.
сказала. 3-5. 3-5
Ага.
Jonassen into Yamawaki, the popular combination. Good toe point. One of the more experienced of this young Ukrainian team, Chepurny. Lots of international honours on vault. Looking forward to what he produces in the next rotation. Ukraine still have Panteli Kolodi and Bodan Supran to perform. 13.266. Nazar Chepurny. That will almost certainly be a counting score. Now a chance to catch up with the Finnish team. And a nice gymnast to watch on this piece. Tarmo Kanerva from the University of Helsinki and the reigning Nordic champion on floor. He's from Tampere, which is close to Helsinki, just a little further north. Just has an occasional wildness to the arms as he twists, loses the tightness from the side of the body. But he's a good performer on floor, and it's very easy to see how it was that he won the regional title at the Nordic Championships. He's also the national champion, won the title in his home city. Special moment there in May. And a student at the prestigious University of Helsinki. It is a university that offers courses in 2 languages, Finnish and Swedish. Great history to it as an academic institution. That's what I mean about just a little loss of tidiness of the arms as he twists. Same again there at the end, but he's got power in his tumbling. Finland have already started with 13 for Patrick Palmerov, and before that 12.266 for Antti Variolakso. Now we have had a change to Adam Asil's score, just a single tenth increase, 13.533, his difficulty going from 5.7 to 5.8. Getting close now to the conclusion of rotation number 1 of 6. Things have been getting better and better for Ukraine on rings. Good performance from Panteli Kolodi. Now we see Bodan Supran, also of the National Education of Physical Culture and Sport, National University even. To the Maltese. And another. nice level with a good extension of the fingertips. Doesn't quite hit his handstand outright. Rescues it calmly. Maybe in the Jonasson needed a little more acuteness of the pike position, but he really tucked in tightly for the Yamawaki. Straddle planche almost went round into a lever. Oh, that's a wobbling old handstand, but he's okay. Finishes well too. Bonan Supran, he's only 19. The young man from Donetsk competed at the World Championships in Liverpool in the absence of Petro Pachniuk. 12.8 for Pavmo Kanerva. Let's look back at this performance of Bonan Supran. He looked quite controlled for most of it. Had a flicker in the handstand, but he stabilised it. And the dismount looked quite convincing. Just had that little side step. .966, the total for Spain in the first rotation. And we have a 39.699 for Turkey. They will likely do well in the third and fourth rotations, particularly on rings and vault. Bonan Supran, 13.466 for him. So 3 really decent scores for Ukraine for a 40.265. Started well on rings. 13.266, the lowest of their counting scores, so that will be a very confidence boosting start to the young team. Finland 38.6. Top score there was Patrick Palmrod. They had then 12.8, 2/10 below Palmrod for Kanerva and Christian Danishevsky. And just to remind you that it's Finland and Turkey who've got the luxury of not needing to put everyone up on every piece. And we've not had any performances at all from Croatia. It was indicated on the start list that all of the 3 Croatian gymnasts will be doing each piece, which did seem slightly unusual considering what some of their specialities are. And the fact that generally speaking, male gymnasts from Croatia tend to be apparatus specialists rather than all-arounders. So perhaps there was just some erroneous paperwork there from Croatia. They've had to make some changes to the lineup as they've gone through. So we are getting confirmation that Croatia have just adjusted their lineup. It looks as though they just didn't indicate fully what everyone was going to be doing right at the start of the competition. So it does mean that Croatia won't be registering a team presence. And we're just waiting, I think, for this last score to come in for a gymnast from Cyprus on the pommel horse. And then that will be the end of the opening rotation. Finnish women's team watching on. Women's competition the day after tomorrow. It's all done in one day. There are 3 subdivisions for the women. 4 for the men. Many more men have entered the competition. So everybody with time to hang around here. Now we've got the scores in. 33.365 for Cyprus. On pommel horse it was a 9.166 there for Mihalis Isaias. Let's have a look back at Panteli Kolodi of Ukraine. He was their best performer on the rings. This is how he went about securing that mark of 13.533. Opened out impressively into a secure looking iron cross at the beginning. Very tight pike position, and the Jonasson into another iron cross. Really did get his body locked like a diver into that pike. Jonasson Yamawaki, and then into that L-shaped position. Heels very pressed together. Well to stabilise the hands down, and there just had that flicker of the back, but he dismounted really securely for a 13.533. Panteli Kolodi, excellent performance from him, and the best from Ukraine in that rotation. So that's what it means after the first rotation. What we're doing there is putting the USA alongside the teams in this subdivision as though they were actually competing with them. So we'll bring you the USA scores in adjusted time. And now Turkey and Finland move to the pommel horse, Spain and Cyprus to the rings. And we'll see some vaulting from certainly the Ukrainians. Spain will be on rings in this next rotation. Oriol Rufa will get them started. Some of these young gymnasts don't yet have the sort of difficulty that their more experienced teammates have, and that's absolutely fine, because there's nothing wrong with coming to a competition with lower difficulty and knowing that you can perform it completely safely and securely. It's utterly preferable to needless risks. Crucial rotation for Turkey in terms of their team prospects on the pommel horse. Tomorrow we've got 2 more subdivisions of men's team competition. As I mentioned earlier, the women will take centre stage the day after, and then we go into a double dose of all-around finals on the penultimate day of the artistic gymnastics, men's and women's all-around taking place on the same day, and we have on the last day, the 5th of August, all 10 apparatus finals will take place. So it really is a value for money kind of day if you're attending the action at the arena here, the Donggan Lake Arena. Mert Kilic of Turkey, just 18, really impressed at the national championships last year. Good chance for him, he's new to senior competition. Particularly strong on parallel bars and horizontal bar. What a nice start this is from him. Keeping a pretty straight line in the body, just coming slightly piked towards the end, but he pirouettes round well. That's a very good start. Well done, Mert Kilice. He's from Yenimahale, a municipality in Ankara province that literally means the new quarter. Not really very new though, it's got a bridge built in 1222 that goes across the river. He's just started his undergraduate studies at Ege University, so he's in very good company with the rest of the national team, or most of the rest of the national team there. First year senior, very promising. Very promising. Good to see the next generation coming through with one of the old guards alongside him with his arm around him. And that's the benefit of having these gentlemen training together at university level. This is what I was saying at the start of the session of how for Turkey particularly their academic lives and their sporting lives really are completely united and inseparable. 13.133, excellent. 8.233 for execution. That is as good a start as one could have hoped for from that young man. His first World University Games. Also of Ege University, Kerem Şener. 19, he's from the Konak district of Izmir, which is very close to the university. Part of the team that won gold at the Mediterranean Games last year. And he's just clicked the apparatus. And he's done well to get a sense of kinetic energy back, because he lost all purpose for a moment. He's quite piked in the midsection. But he's a strong lad, and he's done well to get through that, Kerem Şener. He was also part of the team that won a silver medal at home in Antalya at the European Championships. Josh Williams of the Comillas Pontifical University in Madrid, 23, and he was in the team that finished 4th at the Mediterranean Games last year. 5th in the all-around competition at this year's National Championships. Very nice work. Yonasan Yamawaki to the straddle position. Quite a bit of movement of the rings to deal with, and how well he stabilised them. He's made a lively start, Joshua Jack Williams of Spain. 12.3 on the pommel horse. Well respected young member of the team. 11.133. Score for Kerem Şener. What will we see from Adam Asil of Ege University and of Turkey on the pommel horse? He's put so much work into this apparatus. Scissors up into handstand. Good start. Power. Lots of it. Technique too. such a technical gymnast. Venderschwing's impressive, good hand placement. Little leg separation. Oh no, he's off! Well, it really is one of those days on the pommel horse. Fred Richard of the USA had a similar sort of issue. And there is another big all-around contender. He just shakes his head. Now, what does that do in terms of Adam Asil's credentials? He has got rings coming up next. He was almost there. Just had really the dismount left to do. He's not at all pleased with the start he's made over the first couple of apparatus. What happens? Josh Williams, 12.733.
Eso es. Vamos, fuerte.
Calling out encouragement to Nicolau Mir. We look back at Adam Asil. And so much going right, just suddenly, and it's what can happen on the pommel horse, it just went wrong. Everything around it was impressive. He's a very resilient gymnast, though. If there's something to be worked on, if there's improvements needed, he'll make them and get on with the job, get on with the task and get on with the next performance. He has acquired a reputation for extreme devotion to training. Meanwhile, Spain continuing their campaign on the rings. They don't have huge scorers, but they've got gymnasts who are performing well, technically, precisely, and encouraging each other every step of the way. Pau Jiménez, Universidad Internacional de La Roya. Sure that those moves are held for a couple of seconds. No doubt that time. Well held handstand as well from Jimenez. He actually won a bronze medal on rings at the National Championships. Got it back to some control. Had to use a lot of strength there, Pau Jiménez. Another of the gymnasts based in Catalonia. 11.6 for Adam Asil. But he has got rings coming up next to try and bolster his score. really good national championships from him. Great accomplishment when you get onto the podium for the first time and then go on to pick up some other medals, including the vault title. We'll be heading to vault next. So it is a 36.866 for Turkey on pommel horse. We'll come back to that and its implications in a moment. 12.433 for Jimenez, leading Spain to have 38.132. Puts them about a mark and a half behind Turkey. Finland next on pommel horse. They'll have in their team Anton Jaskalainen, who was the Nordic Junior Champion several years ago on pommel horse. Cyprus over on the rings. They don't have Sokratis Pilakouris here as part of their team, real ring specialist. Now we're going to have the opportunity to see Ukraine vault. This will be most interesting, particularly when looking at Nazar Chiboni. He's the only gymnast who'll be doing 2 vaults in that rotation. There is Mihalis Isaias. Senior international debut for him. So his performance here has got to be measured in a very different way from the likes of Yorios Angonas, who is much further on in his international career. For a lot of these athletes, this is their first experience of a multi-sport games, and it feels completely different. They all say it. There is a sense of a big community of sports people and of academic people in Chengdu. The opening ceremony was wonderful. Athletes get to meet people from not just other countries but other sports in a way that they don't get to do most of the time. But it brings with it a sense of occasion. And there is Antti Variolaxo, who was part of the team that won bronze at the Nordic Championships last year. Yes, just back to Turkey on pommel horse. They had to count an 11.6 score. That was Asil's. Kerem Şener coming in lower by about half a mark. And 12.133 for Mehmet Koşak. So that mark from Kiliçer, the first one that we saw, 13.133, was crucial. From the University of Cyprus, Neophytos Kyriakou. Rare to see that in the position below the rings. Quite often the gymnasts will go into the planche above, Maltese level, but to drop down low, it's not so common. Massive look of intensity on his face. Oh, he's overarched on the handstand. That's an incredible display of strength to hold on to it. Oh goodness, I hope he's okay, because that will really have taken its toll on his back. And he does well to get that sort of quality of dismount. Goodness. Neophytos Kyriakou was under some pressure from the laws of physics there. And he's very experienced, and you saw the experience in how he handled that overarch at the back. has competed at World Championship level, Neophytos Kyriakou. It was such a massive moment for Cyprus last year when they won that team bronze at the Commonwealth Games. It meant everything to the gymnasts. And even those that weren't part of the team have been open about how it's inspired them. Tarmo Kanerva from the University of Helsinki, representing Finland. Had a nice start on floor. Lost the leg form, but he's got it back. Again, a little untidy. He's going to pick up quite a few deductions from an execution standpoint. But he's a hard worker, isn't he? A very hard worker, Tarmo Kanerva. And he's calm as well. And you need that sense of calmness in the team. Won a medal on pommel horse at the Nordic Championships last year. 10.566 for Neophytos Kyriakou. Look back at Tarmo Kanerva. He's a useful and versatile gymnast having your team. And if you can handle the academic life at the University of Helsinki, you can handle a lot. You've got to be calm because it's a very impressive institution in terms of the quality of its undergraduates. It's a hard university to get into, very hard. Beautiful city too, Helsinki, just wonderful place. There really are few things as glorious in the world as Helsinki at Christmas time. I'm sure they'd all agree. 12.366, Tarmo Kanerva.
Come on, Pato! Come on, Pato!
Those that live in Helsinki would say, yes, it's lovely at Christmas, but not so nice when the snow thaws and you get months of slush. Now to what could be an important performance on vault. This is Nazar Ciperni. He's indicating Dragulescu for the first vault. From the National University of Physical Culture and Sports in Ukraine. Nazar Ciperni, 20-year-old looking for a place in the vault final. He begins with complexity. Oh, it's a big Dragulescu. He's well off on the landing, but he was powerful in the air. Quite a lot of landing deductions before Ciperni. Handspring double front, then into the half twist. He is round by the looks of things. But really the ground came up to meet him. Won a silver medal on vault at the World Cup in Cairo in Egypt earlier this year. His first competition actually since the Baku World Cup last year. First at international level. .533. Big score for a big vault, a lot of difficulty. And there's a lot of difficulty to come as well. Yes, indeed, that was impressive. Lopez vault from Nazar Ciperni. Kasamatsu with a double twist. Four-time all-around Pan American Games champion Eric Lopez of Cuba. Now to Anton Jaskalainen of Finland on pommel horse. Just struggling to keep the heels together. But he settled in quite low, and that means a certain amount of piking in the midsection. Goodness, is he working well through it. Just got clearance in the Wendeschwing. Went in instalments really into not the tidiest of dismounts, and that will hurt a little when it comes to the final score. Anton Jaskalainen. He was the runner-up, or rather third-placed gymnast at the national championships, yes, earlier this year. 14.699, the average after 14.866 for Nazar Ciperni. It's a reminder of the performance of Anton Jaskalainen. He made such a name for himself when he won that junior Nordic title on pommel horse in 2019. It was in Halmstad in Sweden. Those of you who know your Nordic geography and politics well will know that the Finns love a win in Sweden and the Swedes love a win in Finland. And he was the only Finnish gold at those championships. Cyprus 35.232 on rings. Just to let you know that score by Nazar Ciperni, the best we've had on vault by some way. He's a mark ahead of the second best performer. A lot still to come, but that's a good case made by Ciperni to get into the vault final.
The second round competition has concluded. Please proceed with the prediction of events.
10.8 for Anton Jaskalainen. She's not happy about. Finland 35.999 in the second rotation. So the 1/3 mark of the competition reached. Now onto the rings for Turkey. Let's stay with the rings and have a look at Nicolau Mir of the University of the Balearic Islands. The Spaniard is a physiotherapy student. The university founded in 1978, but its origins go back to 1483 when a college was founded by King Ferdinand II. Easy to see that this was the best performance of the Spaniards on rings. Most secure looking. Same level of difficulty as Pau Jimenez, but execution quite a bit stronger. Only about half a mark. 12.966 was Mia's score. Nikita Melnikov, a 19-year-old from Kyiv, at the same university as his teammates, the National University of Physical Culture and Sport. Not vaulting with the same sort of difficulty as his teammate Nazar Ciperni, but performing it quite well. 13.633, had a little loss of form in the air, but on the whole it was sharp. So it means that the USA leads after 2 rotations, with Ukraine second and Turkey in 3rd position. They really aren't having the easiest of times. But now Turkey goes to the rings where they really do excel. They've got 2 particularly impressive performers on rings. So they could pick up some compelling numbers. The last 2 performances for Turkey, the last will be that gentleman, Mehmet Kösak, and before the world champion, Adam Asil. They're going to have a big impact on Turkey's position. Spain, the vaulting table. And if you're just joining the action now and wondering why you haven't seen anything of the leaders USA, just to be clear, USA performed in the earlier subdivision in the afternoon. But what we like to do from a scoring perspective is to actually show you the USA as though they were performing right now, so you can see it rotation by rotation. I can tell you the USA's total was 246.361. It's just that the numbers, when they start to get that high, they become rather difficult to actually mentally compute in terms of a routine by routine basis. Yunus Gündoğdu of Anadolu University. He was born on the Aegean coast, beautiful part of the world. He won a bronze medal on the rings at the National Championships last year. Really gets the knees into the body for the Yamawaki and extends nicely in the Jonasson. Again, a lovely pike position. Always a little low in that iron cross. That's unusual. A droop of the left shoulder. Looked like he was really struggling with that. And frankly, who wouldn't? I mean, look at that apparatus. Look at the way it behaves. The still rings, the ironically named apparatus, the only one that actually moves. Oh, unfortunate. Yunus Gündoğdu of Turkey. Sometimes the struggles with a dismount are the result of what's happened earlier on in the routine. Just didn't quite fully come together. See right from the start the physical exertion, tremoring in the body. He did carry out his Yamawaki-Jonasson combination well, and then piking round forwards to go into the dismount. We go to Josh Williams, a young Spaniard who's looked quietly impressive. Another nice piece of work from this youngster who hopefully we're going to see a lot more of internationally. The simpler vaults from the Yurchenko family. Today we've seen the Schufelt, which is much further up on the difficulty spectrum when it comes to Yurchenko's. 13.133 for Yunus Gündoğdu.
Vamos, tío. A ver, no está tan mal. Pasamos la bola, por favor.
Twice in a row at the National Championships, Williams has been 5th place. Good to see if he can push up, get onto the podium in the years to come. I think he's thoroughly enjoying being here. 13.266, 9.266 for execution, that'll do nicely. And this time Nicolau Mir, more complexity in his work than we saw from his teammate Williams. But you'd expect that with the amount of international experience that Mir has. It must be very useful to have somebody in the team who actually has such an understanding of anatomy as a physiotherapy student. Very knowledgeable young man.
Vamos, Pau.
Very much says he was born in the gym. Mir, his parents run a club in the lovely city of Palma in Mallorca in the Balearic Islands. A lot of high-level gymnastics done in that part of the world. 13.833, that's a nice vault score for Nicolau Mir. That's from his perspective useful for the all-around qualification process. What a chance here we have to see the champion of the world on rings, Adem Asil of Ege University in Turkey, and how he needs a huge score if he is to really push up and to push his team up. He has a lot of complexity to his work on rings. Difficult skill, the handstand with the extension of the arms. Some Yamawaki to planche, to Maltese I should say, now to the planche position. Out into a well-controlled, stable-looking iron cross. Well, that is interesting. The women's team watching on. Adem Asil. He's a gymnast who just performs and competes so much. And it is a big and busy year for him. The World Championships are coming up in a couple of months' time. Quite level there in the Maltese. This is so hard to fully extend the arms like that. It really does get virtually to horizontal. Planche is elegant. His dismount is high octane. There's a lot going on. After Yunus Gundoğdu, Kerem Şener scored 13.766 for Turkey. A very well executed routine. 14.833 for Adem Asil. That is a convincing number. It is the second strongest we've seen. Nikita Simonov a little better. But from his all-around prospects, that helps a lot. Mehmet Kozak, also of Ege University. So many of them studying physical education there. A lot of them, the Turkish team, go on to become teachers. like Amadou Dea.
Oh,
That's lovely. Very good on this piece. Poised, controlled. Yamawaki, Jonasson. Maltese held well. Real strength from Kushak. Level shoulder presentation. Nice looking handstand. And again. Oh yes, that's brilliant from Mehmet Koshak of Turkey. Strong performance from Koshak. Delighted by that, Adam Esil. And he will be thrilled, surely, Mehmet Koshak. It's going to help Turkey hugely in terms of their position. These performances from him and from Asil. Always knew they had the potential to pick up some big points in this round. But this was really nice to see. He's been somewhat in the shadow of a lot of the great ring specialists from his country. It's not easy to be a ring specialist when you are from Turkey. He's become more versatile as well as the years have gone on. That's got to be considered a real triumph for Mehmet Koshak. Spain, 41.465. Good rotation that from them on vault. He's hopefully waiting for the score now. In the second half, the third rotation, we'll see Finland on the rings. Cyprus will vault, and they'll have Neophytos Kyriakou and Yorios Angonis doing 2 vaults. Ukraine on the parallel bars. .533, excellently done, Mehmet Koshak. So look at the difference there for Turkey, 43.132 on rings. It's a huge pickup in terms of their standing. And they have got some good difficulty to come on vault as well in the next rotation. But let's just stay with rotation number 3 for now. ready to take to the rings the team from Finland. Lovely to see so many teams participating at these, the 31st Summer World University Games taking place in Chengdu. We call the area that surrounds this place the land of abundance, or the country of heaven. We have an abundance of teams. This is the University of Helsinki with its representative Antti Variolakso. He's from Porvoo, 35 kilometres east of Helsinki on the south coast. Just about holding it. Not easy. Oh, that's a lovely dismount though. What a stylish finish. Very well done, Antti Variolakso. Well, he's from a place with a famous old town that's got a beautiful 15th century cathedral, and the roar that he emitted there as he landed was like the sound of the bells from Porvoo Cathedral. He was thrilled about that dismount. Such a nice feeling for an athlete when they hit that kind of landing. Just breaks into a massive grin. He's chuckling away to himself. Good lad. Yurios Angonas. Double twisting Yurchenko. Medical undergraduate at the European University of Cyprus in Nicosia. It's a private university that evolved out of Cyprus College, the oldest institute of higher education in the country. This should do quite well from an execution standpoint. Mihalis Azayas scored 12.333 for his vault just before this. 13.833, that's the vault for the team. And now he'll perform his second vault. The average will determine his place in vault qualification. Another 4.8 difficulty. And another nice vault, not quite as strong execution-wise as his previous one. Doesn't have huge difficulty. 12.266, Antti Variolakso. Just about round as he lands the vault, and in order to get the full difficulty he has to complete that twist fully, but because he's just about round it leads to an awkward landing. It's not fully in control. Patrick Palmrot is waiting his turn. of the University of Helsinki undergraduates, Patrick Palmroth from Pirkkala, an ancient settlement up the coast from the south of Finland. Well controlled thus far. Handstand has minimal movement. That one was more of a problem. And a good reset performed by Palmroth, and that enables him to hit a stable looking dismount. Good recovery. Very good. .13.7 second vault, so 13.766 for Yorios Angonas. And this is a reminder of Patrick Palmroth. He was going quite smoothly through the bulk of the routine until they had a difficult couple of handstands, particularly the latter. There. But that is a lot of experience and muscle memory just kicking in to clamp down on the movement. And I think it's so impressive that he gets round to secure that landing as well as he did. They're looking good spirits though, the team from Finland. Gymnasts never miss an opportunity to do that. Kolodi in the parallel bars. Comes into a confident looking tip out. Big straddle somersault. Working hard at his Diamondov skills. And he dismounts well. Anthony Kolodi, the 22-year-old who made his senior international debut at the European Championships last year in Munich. First time we've seen him at international level this year. Patrick Palmroth, 12 exactly. Nice amplitude in his straddle front somersault. Need a good score from him because after Bodin Suplan's 13.033, Mikita Melnikov got 12.133. Cyprus 40.199 for their vault rotation. Still one to go for Ukraine on the parallel bars. 13.166 for Panteli Kolodi. That will help. Well, his individual job was done extremely well in the last rotation. Currently the best performer in vault qualifying. Ukraine's Nazar Cheperny. Oh, that's very fluid. How nice. Beautiful snap up into the single rail position, then going back to hand on each. That was not quite as assured. Diamondov was good though. Does well there to generate quite a lot of power quickly. And he really can move. Good babs up. It's an enjoyable performance from Nazar Cheperny. He did have some small losses of form, but when it was good, it was really impressive. Also looking for a place in the all-around final to be in that top 18. And although there are many teams still left to perform tomorrow, only 2 per nation of those teams can actually get into the all-around final. You'd have to say, wouldn't you, after that vault of 14.533 in the previous round, starting with a 13.266 on rings, he's looking good so far. As mentioned earlier, Fred Richard of the USA, the best performer in the first subdivision. .666, it goes on impressively for Nazar Cheperny. Ukraine not quite as strong on the parallel bars though. Counting a 13.033 and a, that wasn't a real number, a 13.033, I'll try that again, and a 13.166. So just waiting for this rotation to draw to a close, then we'll be in the second half. Finnish team finish the first half. Just have one score to come in. It's for Anton Jaskalainen. We've got that score in now. So 36.899 for Finland. And we're at the end of rotation number 3. So that is the halfway mark of the competition for all of these teams. Let's have a look at Neophytos Kyriakou. First vault from him. This is the vault for the team, but also one half of his qualification attempt for the vault final. And that's a Kasamatsu 1.5. The second vault scored 14.033 for the first. Double twisting Yurchenko being indicated, and indeed being performed. So 13.816 Neophytos Kyriakou. USA ahead of Ukraine, then Turkey, then Spain. Those are the top 4 with a couple of rotations to go. So the USA at the moment doing a good number in keeping ahead of those nations that are performing in this subdivision, but it is worth bearing in mind that the USA were very strong in the first 4 rotations, but it was in rotations 5 and 6 where they did just fall away a little, so we might be seeing a slightly false position for the USA on the leaderboard at the moment, knowing how their competition carried on, but they're still looking really good. It was an impressive display from the youngsters from the American collegiate system. Now, a really important update to give you from the last rotation, something we didn't see on vault. Pau Jimenez of Spain, the second best performer in vault qualification so far. 2 5.2 difficulty vaults, one with a 9.166 execution, one with an 8.933. So his average score, 14.249, meaning that he slots in behind Nazar Ciperni. And 3rd and 4th in vault qualification at the moment, Neophytos Kyriakou and Yorios Angonas, both from Cyprus, with Kaki of Hong Kong, China, the 5th best. So well done to Pau Jimenez, some nice vaulting from him. On the subject of nice vaulting, what are we going to see from Turkey? Just Adam Asil vaulting twice. For Finland, Tarmo Kanerva, Patrick Palmrot and Christian Danishevsky will all be vaulting twice. Yunus Skundoldu, graduate from Ege University and a student at Anadolu University. Can he get Turkey off to a strong start in this vault rotation? Well, he sits down the roche, that's problematic. It's such a difficult vault to judge right. Just coming out of that tucked position, trying to open up the body and stabilise the landing. Not uncommon to see gymnasts sit it down. Oriol Rifa. Oh, he just clatters rails with his legs. Just to give you some perspective on this young man, he's been in and around the top 10 in the all-around competition at the last 2 national championships, so he's really in the early stages of his international career. This is a big occasion for him. A rare dismount from the end of the parallel bars rather than going sideways. Almost doing things Colombian style there. Think about the way their parallel bars gymnasts tend to dismount. That was unfortunate, just almost sitting down on the apparatus. He trains in San Cugat del Valles in the High Performance Centre in Catalonia. And this will doubtless be a great learning experience for him. 12.966, Yunus Skundoldu. Full mark lost for ending in a seated position. As I'm sure many of you know, the gymnast has got to get the feet down first for the vault in order for it to be valid and for them to get any score. It's very rare, those of you who are new to watching gymnastics, you won't see it too often, a zero score on vault, but it does happen every now and then. The gymnast just can't get the body round and get those feet down first. Doesn't matter if the feet make contact and then they sit down, as long as it is a feet first landing. That will be a touch costly for Rifa. Double tuck though at the end was well performed. It was less than a year ago that we were seeing him at junior European Championship level. 11.033. Big aspirations of a place in the vault final, and an enormously difficult vault coming up. This is the first 6.0 difficulty vault that we've seen at these 31st Summer World University Games. Adam Asil of Turkey, in the third year of his physical education degree, is about to challenge the laws of physics with this piece of vaulting. Goodness, that was very impressive. Extremely powerful vaulting from Adam Asil. Interesting though, just come back to it when the score comes in. Because that was the handspring double front piked from Adam Asil. What he was indicating was the handspring double front piked with the half twist out. So a difference there from a difficulty standpoint. Still an extremely difficult vault. Second vault on its way for Adam Asil as he looks for a place in the vault final that will take place on the last day of the gymnastics in 4 days' time. It's a very compact competition, very busy days. This is absolutely a Blanik, not a Rise Guang, because he doesn't have that half twist in. 14.166 the score, 5.6 difficulty when he was indicating 6.0. So he's just dialed back the difficulty quite a bit, Adam Asil, probably sensibly so. He doesn't look in the most settled of places. And if we do see him in the vault final, then that's where he might well put the high difficulty in. Back and reviewing it quickly, as elite athletes love to do. Quick video review. 13.966, 4.8 difficulty for the second vault. .066 his average. Now we go to his teammate Mehmet Kosak of Turkey. He's very powerful in how he attacks the vaults. Did so well on rings in the previous rotation, Mehmet Kosak. Jimenez. So good on vault in the previous rotation, now to the parallel bars for him. He is, after all, the reigning Spanish vault champion, and he demonstrated why in the previous rotation. Unfortunate from Pau Jimenez. So that's going to cost a full mark. .533 for Mehmet Kosak. Turkey just trailing quite a bit behind the United States of America, who are likely, as things stand, to finish the day in pole position. And that will be a great result for the USA. Turkey 41.699, their score on vault. Jimenez just taking a moment to himself. Next for him will be the horizontal bar, along with the rest of his teammates. Looks as though Josh Williams just getting a little bit of physiotherapy. 12.366 score for Jimenez. Still one performer left for Spain in this rotation. And that will bring them to the 2/3 mark in their team final. If you're just joining the action now, then just to be clear as to exactly what you're watching, it is the team final, but it's taking place over 2 days and 4 subdivisions. This is the second subdivision. It is also individual all-around and apparatus qualification for the men. From the University of the Balearic Islands, Nicolau Mir begins well. Poised handstand. That was sharp looking. Good height in his straddle front. Keeps the pace alive in the tip-out. That was energetic and yet controlled. Good routine from Nicolau Mir. Spanish women watching on with their competition starting the day after tomorrow. All of the women's qualification and the women's team final will take place over the course of one very long day. It's not a routine loaded with excessive difficulty, but it felt very comfortable to watch. And he performed it with clarity. Finland will vault in rotation number 4. Start with Antti Variolazzo. Cyprus on the parallel bars. Ukraine on the horizontal bar, where they have Nazar Chipurny, who was the junior world champion on the horizontal bar in 2019. 14 for Nicolau Mir on the parallel bars. Execution was 8.5. Spain 39.332, their total. But that performance from Mir, the best that we've seen so far on the parallel bars, better than Fred Richard by a single tenth. Richard was more difficult than Mir by half a mark, but there's no doubt that Mir's execution was the best that we've seen. And it was one of the highest execution scores of the day. I think it's the second best that we've seen after the 8.8 from José Nogueira of Portugal, but his difficulty was about 1.4 lower. Suprun waiting to take to the horizontal bar. There is Yorios Angonas. It's very interesting, his university, the European University of Cyprus in Nicosia. It had a lot of overseas students studying medicine. He is a medical undergraduate himself. It doesn't require pre-med coursework because it teaches the full basics of medical sciences, so it gets a lot of applications from overseas students. It's a degree course recognised by the European Parliament, so it's very well regarded. Boran Suprun of Ukraine will begin their rotation on the horizontal bar. Keeping it simple. Nice looking one-arm giant. Does get a lot of height in his dismount. That's very nice. What a good conclusion to the routine from Boran Suprun. Not an enormous difficulty score incoming for this routine, but it was well performed. We're going to see quite a lot of vaulting from the Finns, because 3 of their 4 gymnasts will be vaulting twice. Patrick Palmrot of the University of Helsinki, the capital of Finland. First of 2 vaults. It's a nice start from him. Powerful, well controlled. 13.533 for the first vault. Not quite as difficult the second, and not as secure from a landing point of view. But on the whole, that's solidly done from Patrick Palmroth. Comes from a region of Finland that's more famous for its ice hockey players than its gymnasts. In Pirkkala, in the Tampere area. Oh, it's a lovely city, Tampere. Particularly nice in the summer. A great fine dining city, and city of theatre and the arts at large. It's full of screaming ice hockey fans or floorball fans. 11.966, Bonan Subran. .033 the second vault. Tarmo Kanerva, he'll also be vaulting twice. Same thing as we saw from Patrick Palmroth. Perhaps not quite as tidy in terms of the execution. It'll be interesting to compare them. Loses his form a little as he comes out into the landing position. Just keep an eye on the legs. For the most part, he's pretty secure in flight. Valiolakso is the only Finn who won't be doing 2 vaults. .266. A great surprise that that is down by almost 3/10 from what we saw from Patrick Palmroth. And the same for Kanerva for the second vault as for Palmroth. 4/10 lower in difficulty and nicely performed. Now this could be exciting. From Ukraine, Nazar Cheperny. Top score so far on the horizontal bar, 14.6 for Fred Richard. Big wind up coming. Oh, that's a nice Kovac. Straight Kachev performed well too. Next into the straddle, big extension of the legs. Reasonably fluid looking shoulder work. Setting for a powerful dismount. Really good height, twists well. Nice performance from Nazar Cheperny. .13 for Kanerva's second vault, a 13.133 average score. To the parallel bars when we have the island nation in Europe, Cyprus. Really a beautiful part of the world. Norios Angonas. He's part of the team that took that third place finish and with it the bronze medal at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. And my word, did the Cypriots react when they won it. It just meant so much to them. Quite right too. Secure from Yurios Angonas. Always expect him to be older than he is. He's still only 20. He's been around quite a while though at international level. .966 for Natar Ciperni. So he's in a qualification spot at the moment, but he's unlikely to remain there. Difficulty not enormously high, although the execution was good. What he didn't do, Ciperni, was really link anything. This is Mikita Melnikov. Oh, his Kovac wasn't quite as secure looking. Didn't get the trajectory right. Comes down way over the bar. Didn't get the push away from the apparatus that he needed. Went quite vertically rather than on the diagonal. Nice sequence close to the bar, and then just didn't quite seem to get what he wanted there. It wasn't the tidiest looking Kachev, the leg form was not precise, and it's a tricky day for Mikita Melnikov on the horizontal bar. Better that time. It concludes nicely. Just had big problems with his first couple of release and regrasps. Regrettably, Nikita Melnikov. 13.433 is the number for Yurios Angonas. First Cyprus total of 37.465 for their fourth rotation. 2 to go. Finland 40.232, the best we've seen from them so far. They've made full use of the opportunity on vault. Well done to them. And once this score is in, then the gymnasts will move round for the penultimate rotation. And that is the end of rotation number 4. Two left in this second subdivision in the men's team final individual qualification. On Lake Sports Park, 10.966 for Nikita Melnikov, 37.665 for Ukraine. But not one of their stronger performances, unfortunately. That will see them drop below Turkey. Christian Danishevsky from the University of Helsinki, medalist on vault at the Nordic Championships of 2021 and the reigning Finnish champion. Good first vault from the 19-year-olds. His score is 13.433. Second, 13.266 for a 13.349. Christian Danishevsky. The United States of America about 5 ahead of Turkey, with Ukraine in third position. And that's the situation at the moment as we go into rotation number 5. Still haven't seen anything of Croatia. Ukraine will be on floor. We'll be seeing Spain and Cyprus on the horizontal bar, Turkey and Finland on the parallel bars. Adam Asil will be the second to go. We'll have a Croatian gymnast for the first time. We're going to see Marko Jovicic. He is very much a floor specialist. It was unexpected when Croatia seemed to be indicating that all 3 of their gymnasts would do everything. Certainly we would expect to see Marko Jovicic on floor. And it should be an enjoyable performance. Joshua Jack Williams. Looks like he's been enjoying the day and has been delivering some nice performances. First opportunity to see a gymnast from Croatia. This is from the University of Zagreb, Marko Jovicic. He also has a degree in electrical engineering from the University of Rijeka, his home city. He was actually given the Chancellor's Award for Sports in the academic year before last. Well, that actually was Jakov Vlahek. So apologies there. I thought we were going to see Marko Jovicic. So the order instead, Jakov Vlahek. It was the 25-year-old graduate of the University of Zagreb up first. And my apologies there for misidentifying him. Marko Jovicic is the next to come along. Oriol Rifa from Spain. First on the horizontal bar. Starts with a big catch, purposeful, just loses his swing a little coming back into handstand. And again over arches. He's working well through those difficulties. And it's a good dismount as well. Some really nice signs to his gymnastics. I think it will do his confidence the world of good to have been part of the team for this event. Just to get a real sense of what life is like on the international stage.
Tranquil. Tú sabes.
Jimenez next to go. .5. Oriel Reefer, good execution for a relatively simple routine. Jimenez, Universidad Internacional de La Rioja. Yamawaki was well performed. This was his Kovac. Just upping the complexity. Just slightly wayward in that one-arm giant. Seems to be a little off axis. Short of handstand. He dismounts reasonably tidily. Considering he started with 11.7 on the pommel horse, he's grown into this competition well. Now Jimenez. Again, a gymnast whose confidence clearly has improved so much. Yeah, I'll get it right this time. This is Marko Jovicic of the University of Rijeka. My apologies to him and to Jakov Lahek for the misidentification. Gymnast who very much is a specialist. And he is the electrical engineering graduate from the Faculty of Maritime Studies. The university has been very flexible with him, allowing him some time off to focus on gymnastics. Oh, that was not quite right at all. Trying to go into handstand. And he's got to do it again. And that, unfortunately, is effectively a fall. Oh, yes, not the most pleasant of landings there in that twisting work at the end. Started very well for Marko Jovicic, just lost his clarity as he went on. 12.5, Pau Jimenez. Nicolau Mir from the Balearics, 23-year-old, performing on the horizontal bar after a good display on the parallel bars, 14, the strongest that we've seen so far. Smooth connecting the catches, straddled then piked. powerful pirouette, just kept it under control, just about. And a good finish. That's impressive from Nicolau Almeida. Set apart there from some of the others that we've seen in this subdivision by virtue of connecting his Kachev skills. We go to Turkey on the parallel bars, and Kerem Şener of Ege University in the Aegean, the Izmir region. He has been, I was about to say, he's been the Mediterranean champion on the parallel bars, and he looks generally comfortable on this piece, but I think he's hurt himself there. It's very unusual. Seems to be shaken but nothing more, which is great to see. He made the parallel bars final at the first Junior World Championships. Well, he's having a difficult time. He might have been a little unsettled by that early clatter onto the bar. But he's showing, as you'd expect from him, a lot of heart to try and keep it going. It's a battle, but it's a battle that he is really contesting in a dignified way. What a nice tip out to pull out after that. And what a nice dismount as well. Right at the end we saw the sort of routine that one hoped for from Kerem Şener. Sometimes it happens like that. 11.6, Marko Jovicic's execution, 6.7. That reset handstand really costly. 13.4, Nicolau Almeida. From a horizontal bar perspective, that's the fourth best we've seen so far. I would say effectively it's the third best we've seen, because the first three are Americans, so one would not be able to compete in the final. Meanwhile, we remind ourselves of the performance of Kerem Şener. He's really running through that again in his mind, I think. Debating it with Yunus Gundogdu. Yeah, a bit of a head scratcher, literally and metaphorically, for Kerem Şener. .733. It's been a difficult day for Turkey when you consider that this is the team that involves some of the athletes that came second at the European Championships. Mehmet Kusak, really good performance on rings. That's been the standout of his day. And he had to take some adjustment paces as the back started to arch. But he's there, he's through that routine. The undergraduate of Ege University. Muted response really from Turkey. Got a lot to ponder after what's been probably a slightly tricky day. The thing is, they can't win them all. They've been phenomenal as a team for so long. The great transformed team really in Europe over the last 5-6 years. For Spain, 39.366. Good performances on the horizontal bar. Now Finland will move to the parallel bars in their penultimate rotation. They'll be putting up Patrick Palmrod, who was the bronze medalist at the National Championships. Cyprus to the horizontal bar. And Ukraine on the floor. 12.8 for Mehmet Koshak. Turkey will finish on the horizontal bar. So 39.866 for them on the parallel bars. Let's see what the Finns can produce on this apparatus. A lot of the national teams have used the World University Games as a great opportunity to give opportunity and experience to people, and there has been a great record of it over the years of people starting their international careers at the World University Games, winning their first big honours there. Just coping with the atmosphere of a multi-sport games is a very different experience for an athlete. If you look back over the years at some of the gymnasts who have really begun their international record at the World University Games, and the most extreme examples would be the great Uchimura Kohei, who won the floor title in 2007 in Bangkok. Now we are on floor with Boris Supran of Ukraine. A little wild, and as a result he sits down. Has got some nice twisting work when he gets it right. Unfortunately, this hasn't been one of those days for Boris Supran. Sitting down two of the tumbling passes. A little shake of the head from the young man from Donetsk. I think he found that really tough going. He's still very new to the international scene, though. Only made his debut at the World Championships in Liverpool last year. Quite cross-legged as he tumbles in the twisting position. Makes it harder to land.
Я не полностью сдохли. Вообще полностью. Я вчера направился. Мне хотели участвовать.
the first of the 4 Ukrainians performing on floor. Next it will be Panteli Kolodi, then Nikita Melnikov, and we'll finish with Nazar Chepurny. 10.833 is Bodan Suplun's score. Now over to the horizontal bar where Cyprus is competing. Started with the score of 11.533 for Mihalis Ezaias. We'll see Yurios Angonas, the European University, formerly known as Cyprus College. Straight Kachev was performed quite well. Straddle had a nice sense of floating in the air to it. Same for his pirouette. Command of the apparatus. Lots that was very enjoyable about that performance. Probably for Yurios Angonas a little too much movement on the landing, but some of his releases and reclass looked very poised. He's already competed at the European Championships on a couple of occasions and made his World Championship debut in Liverpool last year. .1 is the score for Yurios Angonas. So still Fred Richards of the USA well and truly out in front on the horizontal bar. And Fitos Kyriakou from the University of Cyprus, born in its capital city of Nicosia. Oh, that's unusual. First of those we've seen today. Coleman was wayward and he didn't land that too pleasantly. Great to see him spring back up quickly and obviously not feel too much discomfort. Let's look at it again. Just couldn't get the second hand on the bar. Let's see, he's reaching for it, but the gap between the two hands making contact was too great. Sometimes it can just be so difficult to get your sense of swing back. Meanwhile, Nikita Melnikov is waiting to head to floor. And here he is. Nice tight tuck position, did well. Good clearance there. Judged it well. Smooth into the handstand. Good finish. Nice last tumbling pass. Very steady landing from Mikita Melnikov. It's a young and not hugely experienced Ukraine team. Melnikov and Supran both 19. Anthony Golodi a few years older, but not hugely experienced internationally. Anton Jaskalainen, gymnast from Finland. Best thing we've seen from him so far has been on the rings. That was quite secure until a rather jarring dismount, which brings a bit of a grimace from Jaskalainen. At the end of this subdivision, we'll know how things look at the halfway mark of the whole competition. 13.033, Mikita Melnikov's score. .633, now Vitos Kyriakou. Not had the easiest of days. 35.266 for Cyprus on the horizontal bar. And they'll go to floor to conclude their team final and the individual qualification campaign for their gymnasts. Anton Jaskalainen, the last for Finland. Their best score so far, Patrick Palmerov, 12.333. Palmerov Kaneva scored 12.266. And MT Variolakso, 11.733. That will be a counting score. Anton Jaskalainen, 12.5. So that's a useful score for the Finns. It is their best on parallel bars, hence the reaction from teammates. Finland 37.099. And we're working our way now to the end of this particular rotation, close to finding out the standings going into the very last. Josh Williams, it does look like he's feeling it a bit in his back. But he's having a good day, particularly on the horizontal bar, I should say, where he scored a 13.466. Ukraine 38.599. catch up with Adam Asil on the parallel pass. Very tidy in the handstand position, barely a flicker. That was lovely too. Small reset into a handstand, very minimal. Delightful Diamondov work, so strong. Great height in the straddle front somersault. This is easily the most difficult of the routines from Turkey. And it's a good performance from Asil, 13.766. And that means that it's still about a 5-mark gap between the USA and Turkey going into the last rotation, with Ukraine just ahead of Spain. So the United States of America looking poised to hold on to their lead overnight. Spain and Cyprus on the floor. We'll see Croatia in action on the pommel horse, along with Ukraine. And Turkey, the best in this particular subdivision, they will finish on the horizontal bar, along with the Finns. Oriol Rifa once again to get things underway for Spain on floor. Great responsibility to be the gymnast that leads the rotation. There will be competitors from Croatia on the pommel horse, but of course there will be, because it's Croatia and it's the pommel horse. Something that they absolutely excel in. We haven't had too many opportunities to watch Croatia in action. We're going to get one now. Rabic. From the University of Zagreb in Croatia, Rabic. This is his home city as well. Close to university, close to where he grew up. Very recently became a pommel horse specialist. He was the all-around national champion in 2021 in his first senior year, but was runner-up on pommel horse at last year's or this year's national championship. It's a very impressive accomplishment in Croatia. Just kept that swing under control barely. He's got a nice straight body position. The legs have gone though completely. Well done to him for getting it back. No, not quite. He's going to have to reset and go into that dismount again, having lost a full mark. He's had to wait until the last rotation to finally perform. It's got to have been a long and agonising wait. Just couldn't quite get the core strength to bring the body up. He's been a good young performer on pommel horse for a while. was 5th at the Junior European Championships in 2020. And it is a nice, elegant finish to the routine. It's a shame it had to be interrupted. A teenager from the beautiful city of Zagreb. Massive history the University of Zagreb has. It is the oldest in the whole area, not just in Croatia but in Southeast Europe. It was founded in 1669, 353 years ago. A collection of over 70,000 students. Very prestigious institution to be part of. Turkey will take to the horizontal bar now. Adem Asil. We've just had a 12.166 from Mehmet Kushak. Over in the Yamawaki. Smooth one-arm giant. Straight straddle, then piked. The latter two connected in those Kachevs. And the dismount quite tidy from Adem Asil on what has been a mixed day for him. Ian Rabbit, 11.466. This is a reminder of the performance of Adem Asil. Was the silver medalist at the Mediterranean Games on the horizontal bar last year. Has been a medalist at the European Championships as well.
Güzel.
13.8 Adem Asil. That is more like it for him. And that's one of the strongest scores that we've seen so far on the horizontal bar. Kerem Şener. This is the penultimate performance for Turkey in this team final. Encouragement being barked out by his teammates. He just loses the arms for a moment. There's the Kachev. Some Stolder work. There's close work to the apparatus, looking nice. How is the dismount? It's very good. Kerem Şener, excellent conclusion to his display. made some horizontal bar finals at World Challenge Cup level. So just Mehmet Kilic to come for Turkey as we look back at Kerem Şener's performance.
Verdiler mi? Yarım mı? Yarım iyiydi, yarımda da şeyden belki keserler, omuz açısından.
Pat on the back from Adam Asil, who's produced his own high quality horizontal bar
Sakin abi,
routine.
sende. Güzel de güzel, tam da öldü. Yalan söylemiyoruz. Ben de öldüm.
They've got a real team spirit, the gymnasts from Turkey, and they're pleased with that from Kerem Şener, 13.266. It's got to help so much with them training day to day and living life as undergraduates at Ege University. And it's so prestigious for that university as well to have them all there. The last performance from Spain in this team final. It is Nicolau Mir. He's been the all-around national champion. A silver medal in the most recent competition. Stylish twisting. It's going quite promisingly, this, for Nicolau Mir. Good performance, really enjoyable that from Nicolau Mir. Competed at the Olympic Games in Tokyo in the Spanish team that was 12th in the qualification stage. It's a good day's work for Mir. It has been a promising rotation from Spain on floor, actually.
第一组比赛结束，第二组准备活动开始。
Nicolau Mir 13.766, and only one person is better than him, and it's his own teammate Pau Jimenez, who scored 13.8. So the top two performers on floor, as things stand, and they're probably likely to stay that way overnight, are two Spaniards ahead of Adam Asil. That really is fascinating. Finland on the horizontal bar to conclude their team final. Cyprus will be next on floor. Ukraine to the pommel horse. And then after this, we're going to have clarity on how the United States of America is looking. I can tell you that Fred Richard has come in ahead of Adam Assil in the all-around standings by 1.3 marks, which is brilliant from Fred Richard. And it really just adds an exclamation point to how good a day the young American has had. Nicolau Mir in third place at the moment in the all-around standing. So the way it currently looks is Richard of the USA, Assil of Turkey, Mir of Spain and Carnes of the United States of America. And even Tikhonov of Azerbaijan, fifth. So that's your top five. There's still a fair bit more gymnastics to come in the second half of this last rotation.
Time's up. The competition for sixth round of 2 begins.
Finland then on the horizontal bar, the last activity from their gymnasts in this team final. And the setting is the Dong'an Lake Arena. Chengdu 2021, the delayed 31st Summer World University Games in Sichuan province, a hugely historical part of the country of China. It is a UNESCO City of Gastronomy, with good reason. Antti Valiolaakso will be the first to go for Finland on the horizontal bar. Not the tidiest catcher, but it was well connected. Straddle again looks a little asymmetrical, but he's getting through it well. Oh, lost his form completely coming into that dismount. Good that he's all right. Antti Valiolaakso. Tricky old landing. A little mystified. Let's have a look back at this performance. Not the most symmetrical of Kachev's, but he's secure in them, there's no doubt about that. Eyes totally fixed on the bar, gets a good connection on the regrasp. But there, loses the leg form in a rather pronounced way. It's unfortunate. Yeah, sometimes it happens. But they are keeping each other's spirits up. Really nice to see. And that's such an important part of this competition, especially with a long, compact championships like this, long days. Panteli Kolodi of Ukraine on the pommel horse, his last performance. It's intense work and it's quick work. It's convincing work at the moment. Magyar, Shivado performed well. The Wu's also good. That's a good display from Panteli Kolodi, the 22-year-old. His work is done. Teammates getting ready to go. They started with 12 exactly from Boran Suprun. 11.566 anti Variolakso. Just draws an enormous boyish chuckle from Christian Danishevsky. Meanwhile, we remind ourselves of the work of Panteli Kolodi. It was confidently performed. Over on floor we have Cyprus bringing their team final to a close. Neophytos Kyriakou from the University of Cyprus. This is the last performance from a Cypriot gymnast in this team final. It'll be interesting to see if he can pick up the highest score with 11.233 and 11.566, the current performances. And that brings Cyprus's campaign to a close. Neophytos Kyriakou, the last gymnast at the Dongan Lake Sports Park. Meanwhile, Panteli Kolodi, 13.6 on the pommel horse. In terms of pommel horse scores so far, that's the second best we've seen. Kachikian, the top, on 13.766, and he came off the apparatus. So Kolodi has gone crucially in ahead of the three Americans. And we look back at the last performance from Cyprus. Neophytos Kyriakou. Some big teams to come tomorrow, including the world champions, the People's Republic of China. Japan will be there with the reigning Olympic all-around champion Hashimoto Daiki. And they go in different subdivisions as well, the Chinese and the Japanese. It's going to be a very dramatic day. Hope you'll be able to join us for it all. Doesn't seem to be any doubt that this is by some way the strongest performance from Cyprus on floor. He's going to be considerably ahead, you would think, of Isaias Nangonis. He waits, we all wait. 13.333. Neophytos Kyriakou. Easily the best display. And the 6th best that we've seen all day. Some of the gymnasts now packing away and getting ready to get the shower and change and head back to the hotel. Get a good night's rest and to sit and watch the team competition tomorrow to see where they end up. The USA will be glued to it, likely as they are to be leading the way overnight. And what a good day from those young gymnasts from the United States of America. Lacking experience but producing some good scores. This is the last performance from a Ukrainian gymnast, Nazar Chiperny of the National University of Physical Culture and Sports. Straight up into handstand. Just a little clunky in places. Into not the tidiest looking Busnari. He had a leg bend going into the flare, and it got the whole thing off to a rather awkward beginning. It's really regrettable for Nazar Chiperny. Something of a mixed day for him when you consider his strong vaulting performances. It'll be fascinating to see what that does from an all-around perspective for Chiperny. I shall let you know in a moment, because we're close to having the final standings at the halfway mark of the competition. As final as they can be when it's the halfway stage, but you know what I mean. Final for these gymnasts. Nazar Chiperny. Rather muted conclusion to his campaign, but there's a good chance of seeing him in at least one final after his strong display on vault. A little clip early on. And here the Busnari, oh no, that's the dismount, excuse me. It was the Busnari where he had the difficulties and came off. Turkiye, campaign completed. Likewise for Spain, in 3rd position behind Turkiye, with the USA out in front. For Finland, 5th place. Cyprus in 6th. And we didn't have full team performances from Hong Kong, China or Croatia. Chance for an important photograph this for these gymnasts competing as a team all together for the first time. Proof of the strength in depth there is in Finnish men's gymnastics. They didn't enter a full team at the last World University Games. Where will Nazar Chiperny be positioned in the all-around standings after this display? 10.833, and that means he's in 9th place. And he could have been, realistically, up in the top 5. So Ukraine in 4th position. That has brought to a close the competition for these teams. It's the halfway mark, and some splendid moves there from Josh Williams. Spain happy to be third overnight, certainly. Young, inexperienced team, they've performed well. So these are the standings at the halfway mark of the competition, with 2 subdivisions to come tomorrow. The USA will be the overnight leaders. They set the standard early on as the first team to go in the day, and nobody could go better than them, not even Turkey. And Fred Richard, the top all-around performer, Adam Asil, the second best, Nicolau Mir, third best. Lots more to come though tomorrow. We have 2 more subdivisions to bring you in the men's team final and individual qualification. And I'll see you for more tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow there will be the third match of the men's qualification and team final.
Пакет всего.
Gol. Aferin. Sık.
Bravo. Hadi. Kontrollü.
Gol. Yes!
Bravo. Sağlam.
Canlı.
Haydi. Haydi canlı haydi. Hadi. Çek.
Al.
And what about for Group 2?